Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Today, na Thursday, number 25 day for this number 8 month for the year 2022. My name na Capo Daniel. I am the spokesman of the Ambazonian Governing Council and the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. Welcome to our daily podcast. Abi na una own countryman. For this program, we bring una the truth, important information, and fact-based analysis for help we as we waka towards this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Good citizens of Ambazonia, we start today with video footages them way down come out for ground zero. It show a body way appear to be death for the general and leader of the Marine Forces of Bambalang, General No Pity, a very big figure in Ambazonian liberation war.
Truthfully, will be a great evil. Even though we'll be in sorrows, but at least we'll be happy say before you want go. As if you don't talk for one of your videos, say even if you die today, me the one who say you don't put 100 no pities for outside before you go. So we just say me any man take out it be a normal thing, die na normal thing. If we don't tell we say he not be God, where he not fi die. Even though we believe for our own skin say he not fi die, but we tell we say we not put up for our mind. So say every day any man must die. So indeed it be a great loss. But we will pray for Papa God. Say who side they go, me keep it safe. So me any man move it up, then move about that.
For the video, it proceed where then carry, then go with them. They put them for a coffin, drive them for motorbike, and the video run on and on. We'll get an official statement and an analysis for which way they go on with this particular case. It be a very important one, and we don't get a lot of inquiry. We know say the Ambazonian people that they look upon us for this month we don't take them for always bring the truth and for follow basic ethics, for give them reliable information we them fit always rely on, say be perfect, and it not be something we be tainted with other objective. Today subsequently we will get a live presentation about exactly what did happen, what didn't happen, and what did it go on. We go for which we will call them the lazy broke men. This one it be a reference to Ambazonians who have sold their soul to the devil. Those who didn't receive money from La Republique to Cameroon for go betray Ambazonia and the blood where the heroes of our liberation movement didn't put them for ground. This one now those who didn't claim for be part of those who they fight for the Ambazonian common interests and the aspiration of our people for independence. Then cross fence, then go for La Republique as a result of bribery and corruption. Some of them didn't provide intelligence for La Republique about the whereabouts of Ambazonian defense forces them, where they then be assassinated for ground zero by Cameroon occupation military. Some of them did advise Cameroon on how to fight Ambazonia and sow confusion inside our liberation movement. Some did help Cameroon with analysis for data where they collect them for their intelligence network. Others did help Cameroon for do propaganda, for discourage our people, and also for cause division amongst Ambazonian liberation movement. One of those lazy men are Sok Foncha, one of the youths where they be appear for demonstrate, for show uniform for Ambazonian forces them, for help for push the image and inspire our youths for pick up arms.
I don't come today for make them very clear for all una. Say Sweeper, Southwest Indigenous Peoples Organization, is now an officially recognized.
So the Sok Foncha it come again for release another video after it done release several videos then we don't go unnoticed. The president of the governing council he make a comment on this video and he done draw the attention of many Ambazonians of these people them. We know for sure for the intelligent community say such propaganda video that they make them na for scam Cameroon out of money. Success in Congo and Nambere where they become display receipt and for show Ambazonian refugee them, so they be pay them each $20,000 only for betrayal their country and the blood of our foreign heroes. They then soon run out of money and they look for innovative way for continue for scam Cameroon military and the Cameroon government for more. We then see how they then use fake soldiers them for ground, employ Nigerians and for misrepresent themselves as Ambazonian soldiers for scam Cameroon. This video from Foncha should be considered as one of those. By trying to provoke Ambazonians and create propaganda, they hope to use it as bargaining chip to extort money from a desperate Cameroon government that is desperate after failing to defeat Ambazonia on the battlefield. So Foncha, where the claim say it one they represent the Atlantic state, is a thief which is from his bone and from his blood and his DNA. His name itself is a name from John Foncha, which his father served as a servant. So Foncha, who claim to have hatred for the Ambazonian people of the Savannah state, to play into the mind game of La République du Cameroun and win sympathy from them, should remember that his name comes from somebody who took a name from the Savannah state. A thief who thought that by adopting the name of John Foncha and passing it on to his kids, they will have some advantage in life. It's the same spirit we are seeing in the son, So Foncha today, a child who was born and named to look for advantage and shortcuts on how to make it big in life. He's a scammer. He scammed the IG. He will live as a scammer. He will die as a scammer. He has no place in Ambazonia and should be seen for who he is, a traitor, a blackleg, and all those of his kind. They are fit for the gallows. Even their graveyard will have no place in Ambaland. They will be forgotten in history. Their name will be in the black pages as example of what people should never be or what our children should never be. In other issues as well, John MBAH Akoruh Idango Gaga as a result of criticism for a decision we take and say he wants support the faceless soldier them where they come out for threatening Ambazonians officials and declared a date for school resumption without any school of their own. In WhatsApp contact between John MBAH Akoruh and your humble sense-pass king, John MBAH Akoruh seek to point to me that he was supporting the idea that was named by this faceless soldier that schools should start, Ambazonia community school should start on the 4th of October, not the 1st of October. What difference does it even make? When you start the school from the 4th of October, how do you then expect our students to be mobilized and prepare to celebrate our Independence Day, our National Day on the 1st of October, a day that is very crucial to demonstrate strength, empower, encourage our people, and show the international community that Ambazonia's nationalism is well and alive. He is wrong. He is dead wrong. For my country people, them, it always surprised me why people them where they spend all their life for criticize Cameroon, then be so sensitive when other people then criticize them. It be a very shameful thing. Criticism must be welcome when it remains in context, and debates should be the right way to confront people who have different ideas or represent different opinion or different organization, not a backlash. Papa, waiting they happen. Our pollster have also brought a very important result from his polling about John MBAH Akoruh. Not just him, but other leaders in our liberation struggle who feel isolated because they don't have forces behind. We'll tackle that, but before, John MBAH Akoruh had mentioned certain issues in his anger that his position was challenged, and he had a very strong response from an Ambazonian advisor, a top military officer in the United States that have been advising the defenses on the ground. He has this to say.
Fellow Ambazonians, this is the only 5-9. I have this news for you all. I don't know what is happening to some of these activists. I don't know what they see themselves to be. This is war. Let them go find work to do. Let all these activists go find work to do. I'm sick and tired to see people who don't know anything about war and they are talking about war. Who is John MBAH Akoruh? Who is Sako? Who is Paul Nilon? Who are all these people? Chris Anu and the other beggars begging for money for funds all over the place. Who are these people? Me, I'm a military person, American military soldier. I'm talking. We study war in book, and we study war practical, and we have been in war. They don't listen to us. This nonsense should stop, where you will see illiterate people about warfare, low IQ people talking about war. A revolution is never going to be televised. The last thing they will do for a soldier is to call the soldier on the ground, know the location of the soldier before just they circle the periphery and find him there and kill. That is what is used to kill soldiers on the ground. Once they start called no pity, it means that they want to kill no pity. This intelligence is just from La Republic, passed through John MBAH Akoruh and the likes to kill no pity. If this conspiracy doesn't stop, this war of revolution, our war of revolution, will last for 100 years or more. People who don't know war, they don't want to go get a job. People are in America, people are in Europe, people are in South Africa, they don't want to get a job. They don't want to leave this war in our hand, in the hands of military people. People who study, psychologists, military people, intelligence. What do they know? John MBAH Akoruh. Only phone call alone is a deadly tool.
So that was the only 5'9", a military man that have been there to advise the soldiers in many occasions, the organizations as well. So I think John MBAH Akoruh, his behavior is not just unique to him. There are many Ambazonians who are leaders and activists. They are really frustrated that they don't have a voice, and sometimes they want to create voice. John MBAH Akoruh had created the group Psalms 39, or what is the name of that group again? And we know what resulted to the soldiers that were there. We have seen many soldiers being compromised by people who seek to gain voice, like truth self-defense, like what our pollster, but waiting they happen, he don't bring them up. People like John MBAH Akoruh and many others in the liberation war, including Ambazonian activists, they just feel very powerless and weak because they don't have a force on the ground. And part of it, from what our pollster is saying, is because the Ambazonian governing council, some of our activists, including myself, we have made statements before, like you should not talk when you don't have soldiers on the ground. Only those who have soldiers on the ground should not talk. We have mirrored this type of idea directly or indirectly, and it is wrong. It is wrong. It is a mistake, or we did not put it in the right way. People don't have voice simply because they have forces on the ground. You can be very influential, and this is really true, and we think this is what is driving a lot of these people to go down there, send money to soldiers with the sole purpose to buy influence. People don't send money to soldiers because they want to support them. People don't set up defense group because they want to support them. People pay for play through people who are coordinators or represent forces in the diaspora, and ask those soldiers to make videos for allegiance, not because they want to help them or to push Ambazonian agenda, but because they want to have a voice, or they want their voice to have some strength. And it is a wrong path. It is a mistake that have a lot of unintended consequences. I think we have actually put out statement out of context or out of the policy, because the policy of the governing council is a thing that will even encourage best practices. It always does. best practices are always our focus. It is common sense that you put a gun in the person's hand without a political ideology, that person will become a thief. They say power corrupts, and corrupts absolutely. The power of the gun corrupts even far more than the power of money or political power. That is why the Ambazonian Governing Council did not just stand up and pay people on the ground or buy guns and hand it to people on the ground. They had gone on the ground, built defense forces, built an ideology, a uniform, identity, command and control before they started putting in guns. And they make sure that each time weapons are provided, those weapons can be regulated in a code of conduct that is acceptable by all and our custom of war in Ambazonia. The whole block by block also promote diversity. The ADF ideology actually allow room for multiple groups to exist and even other groups to dominate in certain areas, because the formation of the governing council for our ideology of Dr. Chu Ayaba for our prescription of our war pull towards strategic deployment of forces. Not all forces being in all the 13 states as a matter of principle, but being able to be effective in strategic states using military strategy that will work and be maximum in our impact. Not just trying to have forces everywhere, but trying to have forces where it matters and be able to deploy and redeploy. So we understand why these people are they don't accommodate the AGOFC, and when it is so apparent that the AGOFC leadership is dominating, they take measures to sabotage and even hamper the ADF actions, and try to even bribe people not to talk about the ADF. And it is reasonable because of their mindset, but they are wrong, and we are also to be blamed. On our side, the Ambazonian Governing Council takes big responsibility and seriousness with the commitment to liberate our homeland. It is not a social media experiment. That is why all of our officials are called upon and encouraged to take enhancement courses and classes in every responsibility they get. That's why those of us who are in the defense, who had previously had no military experience, we have been introduced into military training to be able to put ourselves in positions where we can be able to help out. We take our responsibility very seriously. AGOFC members have been given scholarship and have been helped to study in the fields where they have been positioned within the governing council so that we are effective. It's very important. For the very moment many of these, our activists and leaders have stepped out, they just stepped in to take lead. They didn't step in to help anybody. They just stepped in to take lead, and they have run into a lot of problems with leadership issue. But they have nothing to worry about. They shouldn't be worried about the AGOFC becoming the leading movement uncontested, and they should not be struggling to fight and bring down the AGOFC, because it will not help them to grow. It will only help to stall the liberation movement. It cannot even stop the AGOFC. It can only delay and retard. It can never stop it. This is the reason why everybody should be comfortable with the AGOFC leadership and don't struggle to help out or to do what they can do best, and not try to do something simply because they want to gain relevance or have a stronger voice. Firstly, in the oath of the ADF, our soldiers take an oath that they would defend power in Ambazonia from undemocratically imposed process. That means nobody will ever take power in Ambazonia, even in the AGOFC, without some type of democratic procedure. So the AGOFC policy and the ADF oath should guarantee our people that if ADF leads the way to Boya and take the seat of power, power will not be preserved for them and the AGOFC. It will be put in a democratic pot where leaders will be emerged with the direct concern of our people. Dr. Chu Ayaba, the president of the Ambazonian Governing Council and the leading leader of our liberation struggle, which we have christened the leader of our liberation war, have reached out, is the only leader who have walked into and moved into, displace himself to go and meet other leaders. So he should be seen as the person who will be accommodating to every person. He has made commitment privately and publicly that the governing council will unilaterally use the ADF to seize power. It will not happen. He has made it publicly. Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba and the governing council have tried as much as possible when we do other initiatives to reach out to the various movements and the various leaders and activists as much as possible. It is they who have failed to collaborate. The Ambazonian Governing Council, at the behest of Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, in our celebration of October 1, even said that the name of Seseko should be sung by our students. Which other leaders can do that? The AGOVC, in receiving Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba in South Africa, put up the image of Seseko alongside Ayaba Cho and promote the case for the release of our people who are in jail, including Seseko. It is they who made it a partisan issue and get irritated that we are even fighting for the release of Seseko. So their fears are not justified. We have always recognized the contribution of John MBAH Akoruh and every single leader, even Godidinka, who is silent. We have always honored every other person. The AGOVC have assured our people that independence will be owned by Ambazonian and that negotiation will be done in a multiple way and we will do it together. These assurances should be enough and our practice should be enough. Leaders should not seek to control force for the simply purpose of having a strong voice or having a strong opinion. Their opinion have always mattered to us even when they don't have a force, so long as they are respected. This wrong perception that they have is what is putting them on a coalition front with an iceberg. And they cannot definitely withstand the weight because we are standing on the truth. We are focusing on the common interests and the goal for our aspiration, which is for independence. Fighting anybody who have not done anything wrong to you will only make you hit your head on a stone. We criticize everybody, including our own. Sometimes you listen to the PS addressing Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, Benedictwa, and our forces, you will not believe he is an ADF. I have come out on multiple occasions to hit hard on the ADF. We have dissociated ourselves from our forces. We have fired generals in the ADF. This is to demonstrate to our people that we are not interested in politics. We are interested in freedom and independence, no matter what it takes. We are dedicated to that. And our people should be rest assured we are the most democratic organization that can guarantee Ambazonians democracy in the future. Nobody should be afraid. As our mantra goes, all man a place a day, ya place day. We do not walk in that mantra, that olden way of doing things. The way is born out of the slavery mentality that says, if man pass you, you carry back. No, we do not walk in those principles. For us, if somebody is doing something good, if some person pass you, support that person. You too, your place day. It go benefit you when all we go before. It no go benefit you when one man is for. Put Ambazonian first. All man in place a day. Shake, no day. Capo Daniel, signing off.